Everybody, it's Grace. In this video, I want to talk about when after narcissistic abuse or any form of abuse, whether it's by a group or one person or a group, and you move on. You go through, you maybe have CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and things start to change for you. You've gone no contact or you've moved out, whatever it is that you've had to do, you've done. And then you start to realize some things about yourself. Things that maybe you just didn't have any time to even think about yourself before, because that person was so just overwhelming to be around. They consumed most of your life, your time, thinking either whether doing something for them or thinking about what they were doing to you or thinking about what they wanted you to think about. You had become basically a mini-me. And that's the kind of situation I want to talk about, and what happens to some people. None of this is one size fits all. Some may do it, some might not. But what happens once they get away? Once they go no contact? It's possible that, a person starts really thinking about themselves. They start to find out things about themselves they did not even know. They had no clue. And it could be some big things about what they want to do and for the future. Maybe they never had a chance to even explore, possibilities, because that person had determined what you were going to be, and that was all that there was going to be to it. You were going to be whatever they said said. And they even geared you in that direction. Maybe you didn't go to some kind of class or some kind of college, university, whatever, to obtain whatever you needed. A certification, a license, a degree, whatever, just skill, not just, but a skill that you needed in order to do it, what you wanted. You might not have had a clue what you wanted in the first place, okay? But once you're away from this, you start to dream, you start to plan, you start to make goals. You see so much out there can be for what you want to be, not what they wanted you to be. With this person, you decide you're going to get a divorce, you have to move out. You have to move into your own place, and you start to realize things that you like, the way you want to decorate things, the kind of furniture you want, even the kind of meals you want. Maybe you didn't have a bad family life, or maybe you did, but you still like the food that you cooked, that they cooked, or you cooked with them, or you made for them. But when you were married, the other person wouldn't allow it. It had to be their way. So you may rediscover, what you like to eat, how you like to decorate, like I said, how you want your home to look like, to be like, or maybe even things like you're finally able to get cable TV, something along, or a computer. Something that you now can have all this, and they wouldn't let you have it before. There was just, there was abusive. If you tried, whether it was physical or emotional, mental, socioeconomically, anyway, abusive, and you discover, you are feeling, what you want. You're doing what you want, possibly for the first time in your life even. It's a wonderful experience. Things such as the way you dress, how you wear your hair, your makeup, your jewelry. Maybe you were never allowed to do any of that, and now you can. Now in some of it, you may have to go through and decide that, okay, and realize this was taken from me, and this is what I like. Not in the rebellious way. That comes up too, is say somebody in their family sees you and says, oh, she's just being rebellious. No, you're an adult, and you're doing the things you want to do. It's not a rebellion against them. They are not your parents. The person you were married to is not your parent. You're an adult. You do the way you see fit, as long as it's legal, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying about. We're not talking about extremes, but yeah, and the way maybe even you talk, the expressions you use, it can be that much of abuse that even the things you said were not allowed. You were not allowed to say that. Okay, So yeah. Just maybe you no longer feel so tense, so much stress, so much that you have to multitask, because you are still living during all this. You have to take care of yourself and take care of the other person or people, if it's like family, and you suddenly find time for yourself, and not having to do everything, not having to do everything on top of something else, that major multitasking. And you calm down. And it's strange to calm down. It's strange to see you don't have to rush and hurry to get everything done, because they're sitting there snapping their fingers, basically, saying you better hurry, you better rush. Maybe if you had, now I don't want to get too much into anxiety, but my own personal experiences, yeah, the anxiety lessons, wasn't as strong. The stress was going away. So many different things. And even the panic attack, and some of the panic attack for me was being rushed so much, having to do so many things, couldn't do them all. Yeah, and so you may see a change in that. Rosie, you do, if you had to leave and you're on your own for the first time, you have to learn a lot of things and know how to handle your bills. Maybe they took all your money, if they even allowed you to work, and you don't know how to do a budget. You don't know how to maybe even write a check. That's an old thing. I don't think anybody writes checks anymore. I still have some checks from I don't know how many years ago. The bank has changed its name many years ago. But yeah, you might not know how to do all these things, and deal with the electric company, deal with every kind of a utility, so forth. Buy groceries. Well, maybe you knew how to buy groceries, but all the things that you need to know, that can be a little bit overwhelming, including like to get the automobile, your auto inspected, and the insurance on it, and it can be a lot of expense, and maybe you don't have all that much money, and you have to learn about what kind of social programs there are that can help you. And churches, does your own church, if you go to church, do they help? A lot of variety of things. And then it even comes to friends. Who is going to be the flying monkey for your ex, or soon to be ex, and who's going to be your friend and not telling them everything. It's a lot to learn, a lot to do. Anyway, but to me, my view is it's all for the better. You're away from the abuse, but I can't tell anybody. I'm not giving any advice. Yeah, you have to do what you do and pay your own consequences for it. But yeah, I found it blissful. There's this bumpy road, but yeah. Okay, anyway, tell your story if you feel like it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.